Yeah, good morning to all. Today we are discussing about introductions of principles of AI. So, principle of AI in this syllabus and curriculum. Principle of AI is 3 units. Principle of machine learning is 3 units. So, what is the principle of AI is the fairness and basis. So, this principle is concerned with ensuring that artificially intelligent systems do not harm people and customer through inequitable treatment and trust and transparency, social benefit, privacy and security, accountability. These are the principles of AI. And next one is what is the ethics of the principle. Lot of ethics are there in AI principles. The cluster of principles were found transparency, justice and fairness, and responsibility, privacy, then beneficence and freedom and autonomy, trust, sustainability, dignity, solidarity. So these are the various ethics. It is an important ethics of principles of AI. So, what does mean by AI? So, in AI, the many questions will ask, making computer that think and automation activity we associate with human thinking like decision making, learning, and the art of the creating machine that perform functions that require intelligence when they are performed by people. The study of mental facilities through the use of computational model. So this is what is artificial intelligence. So the people mainly they will ask many questions. These are the questions and the study of computations so that make possible to preserve reasons and act, a field of study that seek to explain and emulate intelligent behavior in terms of computational process, a branch of computer science that is concerned with the automations of intelligent behavior. So anything in computer science that we do not yet know how to do that properly. Okay, so these are the various questions asked. What is artificial intelligence? Here, the in same questions, what is artificial intelligence means thought and as well as behavior. The two way divided into two part. Thought means system that think like a human, and thought means another type is system that think rationally. Behavior means system that act like human, and another type is behavior is that system that act like rationally. Here system that act like a human during test, act like human. Act like human means it is in behavioral part. First type, system that act like human. So here the art of the creating machine that perform functions that required intelligence when performed by people. Then the study of how to make computer do things at which at the moment the people are better. Okay, so this is the system that act like a human during test. So the majorly creating machine that perform functions that require intelligence and thinking at which at the moment the people are better. He suggests rich night is rich and night is suggest that system that act like a human, same title. So you entered a room so which has a computer terminal, and you have a fixed period of time to type and what you want to the terminal and the study the replies. So at the other end of the line is either a human being or a computer system. If it is a computer system and at the end of the period you cannot reliably determine whether it is a system or human, so then the system is deemed to be intelligent. Okay, so say for the exercise, it's example, computer terminal is there. So we are giving a program for particular operation in that particular operation in particular time. So say for example, nowadays the COVID vaccination. So everything it is automated. So it is filling each and every bottle. The vaccination is 50 ml, 100 ml like that. So it is fixed already programming in the system. So the system act like a human. Okay. So whatever the program and the terminal is given, so based on that it is reply. So other end of line either human being or computer system. So the computer system will act as a human. So it will fill the vaccination 50 ml, 100 ml like that. Okay, and also another mechanical oriented example for CNC machine. So the program is fed into the machine. So based on the program, that bolt net is prepared based on the size. So the end of the period, you cannot reliably determine whether it is a system or a human. Then the system is deemed to be intelligent. System act like same title. The during test approaches, the human questions cannot tell if so there is a computer or a human answering his question. So via teletype. So the computer must behave intelligently. So the intelligent behavior to achieve the human level performance in all cognitive tasks. So here what will happen? So we are giving the question. So the search engine, Google is a search engine. We are getting all the information. So we type the title, proper keyword. So we'll get the information. What is exactly in that? So likewise, so the AI, the human questionnaire cannot tell. So if the human raise the questions in no, automatically it will reply answer. That is the one way of Turing test approaches. Then a human level performance is all cognitive tasks, but this system act like a human. No, it is entirely different. The system act like a human. The cognitive tasks include natural language, knowledge representation, automated reasoning, machine learning, like that. What is natural language? It is communication with a human. So knowledge representation to store information effectively and efficiently. Then automated reasoning, so to retrieve and answer the questions using the stored information, and machine learning to adapt to new circumstance. So these all points it is very important. So we are going to explain one diagram based on the principle of the AI. So in that diagram says about all things. The total Turing test so include two more issues. Computer vision is one of the Turing test. Robotics is another. So the computer vision to perceive objects, seeing, so visible. Okay, the robotics to move object. So robotics move object. It is an acting. Next title, what is an artificial intelligence? System that think like human. It is a thought. First one is behavior. I explained about the behavior of the artificial intelligence. Now, lots of the principles of artificial intelligence. System that think like a human. Here, the system think like a human. It is cognitive modeling. Cognitive modeling means the human has observed from inside. So how do we know how the human think? And introspection versus psychological experiments. In introspection versus psychology experiment, the human thinking may be uh, observed. Okay, so the cognitive science means cognitive science the existing new effort to making the computer think, and machine with mind in the full and literal sense, equivalent. So this will say about the some points about the cognitive science, uh, the hockey land. The automations of activity that we associated with human thinking activities such as decision making, problem solving, learning. So this kind of thing, the system that think like a human in cognitive modeling, so the automated of activities, I say about some examples in CNC machine, some examples how it is filling the vaccination liquid in bottle. Okay, so that all it is in automated automations of activities that we associated with the human thinking, the activities such as decision making, problem solving, learning. Next one is same thoughts of principles of artificial intelligence. System think like rationally. System think like rationally. The law of thoughts. So the law of thoughts, human are not always rational. So the rational defined in terms of logic. So the logic cannot express everything uncertainty. It is an example uncertainty. The logical approaches is often not feasible in terms of computation time. Okay, so the study of material facilities thought the use of computational model, Charnick and McDermott. So this all some other will say about the system that think like rationally, think rationally, that collective points of Winston and McDermott. Uh, okay, so finally they will say law of thoughts, the study of the computations that make it possible to perceive, reason, and act. So it is the another system that think rationally. Next one is behavior, the last type, behavior of the principles of artificial intelligence. So here, regional, the rational agent, a system that act rationally, the rational behavior during right things, the right things that which expect to maximize goal achievement given by available informations, only available information, right thing, it is happen only available information. Giving answer to question is acting, already we discussed. Giving answer to the question, it is acting. I do not care whether a system replicate a human thought process, make the same decision as human, use purely logical reasoning. So this all, I do not care whether a system, but this all, it is a system that act like rationally, it is called rational agent. The system that act like rationally, logic, what is logic? So the only part of the rational agent, not all of the rationality. So sometimes the logic cannot reason a correct conclusion. At the time, some specific human knowledge or information is used. At that time, some specific human knowledge or information is used. Does it convert more generally different solutions of problem and compensate the incorrectly reasoned conclusion, incorrectly reasoned conclusion. So this is the system act like rationally. Next one is system that act rationally. This the study AI as a rational agent. Two advantages. It is more general than using the logic only, because the logic plus domain knowledge is an one of the logic, rational agent logic. So it allows the extensions of approach with more scientific methodology. The rational agent, so the agent is an entity that perceive and act. So this course about the designing rational agent, abstractly, an agent is a functions from perceptions and histories to action. So it is in functions of perceptions is function f colon b asterisk tends to capital A. For any given class of environment and task, we seek the agent with the best performance. We seek the agent with the best performance. And um, yeah, caveat, computational limitations make perfect, so the design best program for given machine resources. The computation limitations, okay, the b p star tends to a, it is an caveat. So it is a computation limit make perfect rationality unachievable. Artificial, they produce a human art of effort rather than origi- originating naturally. So intelligence, artificial and intelligence, so is an ability to acquire knowledge and use it. So AI was defined as, so artificial intelligence. Already I say about what is artificial, what is the artificial intelligence ethics. Okay. In addition to this one, AI was defined as AI is study of idea that enable the computer to be intelligent. AI is the part of computer science, so concerned with design of computer system so that exhibit human intelligence. So, so AI defined as these things: design of computer system that exhibit the computer intelligence, human intelligence. Sorry. From above two definitions, we can see AI has two major roles: study the intelligent part concerned with the human and represent those actions using computer. So here goal of AI is to make the computer more useful by letting them take over the dangerous or uh, tedious task from the human. Okay, so understand and principle of human intelligence. So this is the goal of AI. So the principle and foundations of AI, it is in philosophy. At the time, the study of human intelligence began with no formal expression, and initiate the idea of uh, mind as machine and its internal operations. So it is in foundation and principles of AI. It is majorly it is in philosophy. So it is totally based on the human intelligence. The foundations, next, foundations and principles of AI. So the mathematical formalize the three main area of AI: computation, logic, and probability. So the computations lead to the analysis of the problem that can be computed using some complexity theory, some algorithm, some procedures. Likewise, the probability contributed the degree of belief to handle uncertainty in AI. The decision theory combines probability theory and utility theory. It is a base. So it is the another foundation and principles of AI. The another psychology. So the foundations and principle of AI. The psychology, how to how do human things and act, and the study of human reasoning and acting, and provides reasoning model for AI and strengthen the ideas the human and other animals can be considered as an information processing machine. So, computer engineering, the foundations and principles of AI, how to build efficient computer, and provide the uh, artifact that makes AI application possible, and the power of computer makes computations of large and difficult problem more easy in AI system. All has also computed own work to computer science include time sharing and the linked list, data type, and OOPS, etc. It is also contributed own work to computer science. So the control theory and cybermatic, the foundation and principles of AI. So how can artifact operate under their own control? The artifact adjust their action to be better for the environment over time, and based on the objective functions and feedback from the environment, so that system so automatically system and automatically evaluate, and as well as based on that feedback it is too modifiable, not limited only to linear system but also other problems as language, vision and planning. So not limited only to linear system but also other problems. The foundations of AI linguistics. So the for understanding natural language in different approaches has been adopted from the linguistic work. So the formal language, syntactic and semantic analysis, knowledge representations. These are all the major thing of principles of AI. Okay, understanding the natural language, NLP, formal language and syntactic and semantic analysis, knowledge representation. The main topic of AI, artificial intelligence, can be considered uh, under a number of headings: search, representing the knowledge and reasoning; planning, learning, natural language, expert system, interacting with environment. So some major advantages are there. So the area of some dependencies: search, logic, NLP first, NLP via logic, so expert system. Okay, finally you will get accurate results. Then search, machine learning and vision, machine vision. Okay, computer vision. Okay, then logic, planning and robotics. Then search, knowledge representation and expert system. And search, NLP and knowledge representation, expert system. So it is an dependencies, it is an AI and some area of dependencies. So search is a fundamental technique of AI. The people answer um, decisions or course of actions are structured into an abstract space which we then search. Search is either bind or uninformed. Bind means move through the space without worrying about what is what is coming next, but recognizing the answer. Informed, so we guess what is ahead and used that informations to decide where to look next. Then informed may want to search for the first answer so that satisfies our goal, so or may want to keep search until we find the best answers. So this is the search is a fundamental of the AI. So based on the keyword you can search that two different, either bind or uninformed or informed. Knowledge representations and reasoning. So the second most important concepts of AI, if we going to act as a rationally in our environment, then we must have some way of describing an environment and drawing interface from that representation. So in that particular answer, second most important knowledge representation and reasoning, how to do we describe what we know about the world. So how do we describe in concisely, and how do we describe it so that we can get hold of the right pieces of knowledge when we need it. So how do we generate new pieces of knowledge, how do we deal with uncertain knowledge. So these are the knowledge representation and reasoning. But second, the most important concept AI. So AI also they will ask about some questions. keep on raise some questions. Knowledge, declarative and procedure. So the declarative knowledge deal with the factoid questions. What is the capital of India, like that? So the procedural knowledge deal with how. The procedural knowledge can be embedded in the declarative knowledge. So the planning gives set of goal. The construct a sequence of actions that achieves those goals. So the often very large search spaces planning, but the most parts of the world are independent of most other parts. So often start with goal and connect them to action. So no necessary connections between order of planning and order of execution. What happen if the world changes as we execute the plan, and our action do not produce the uh, expect, expected results? So it is particularly for planning. Next one is learning. So the learning system is going to act truly approximately, then it must be able to change the actions in the light of experience. So light of experience means, so three way you will get experience. How to generate new fact from old, how to generate new concept, how do we learn distinguish different situations in new environment. This is the learning, different learning environment. Three-way they will ask the questions and get the information. So it is truly appropriately, then it must be able to change if the actions is light of the experience. Interacting with the environment. Interacting with the environment means, in order to enable intelligent behavior, we will have to interact without with our environment. The probably intelligent system may be expected to accept the sensory input, vision, sound, and interact with the human, understand language, recognize speech, accept sensory input. So the interacting with the environment. So to environment, intelligent behavior. So act like human, act like rationally. Okay. So the properly intelligent system may be expected, accepted sensory input, vision, sound, interact with the humans. So understanding language, recognize speech. Okay. So the history is history of AI is, so it is antecedent, grace, and ancestral historical behavior figure of contributions is Roma. So some other David Hume, George Board, and Charles Babbage, they are all inventor, some language inventor. The world electronic components themselves, some histories. Here one human architecture, it is in all available in architectures. Here also history of AI, origins, some histories, period of AI, 1950, 60, 1970, symbolic application period, 1980, commercial period of AI, so 1990, new millennium, real world application, modeling, better evidence, use of theory, and topic data mining, formal model, and GA and physiologic agent, neural net, autonomous system, applications, virtual recognitions of traffic, medical diagnosis and directory inquiries, and power plant control, and automatic cars. These are all the very advanced AI. Then fashions in AI, neural network, and then machine translations of languages. Symbolic and sub-symbolic AI. Symbolic AI means describe and manipulate our knowledge of the world as an explicit symbol. So where these symbols have clear relationship to the entities in the real world. Subsymbolic means the more concerned with obtaining the correct response to an input, simulates without looking inside the box to see if part of the mechanisms can be associated with the real world objects. This is the course is concerned with the symbolic AI. So it is an AI application, autonomous planning schedules. It is autonomous rover. So the autonomous planning scheduling, telescope scheduling, it is all application, AI applications. Autonomous planning and scheduling, it is an analysis of data. AI applications, so the image guided surgery. So nowadays they doing the operations, the hospital is somewhere, then the major surgeon is somewhere. So the online, they will send image. So based on that, they will do the online surgery. So the medicine image analysis and enhancement. Here autonomous vehicle control systems. So that is for AI, Google cars. Transportation, uh, pedestrian detection. So finding the obstacle. It is in games. Lot of games applications is there. It is chess board is one of the game. Application robotic types, robotic toys. So it is based on the key movement. It can move right to left, left to right, like that. So the other application areas, bioinformatics, text classification. Bioinformatics means genes expression, data analysis, and prediction of the protein structure. And text classification, document. So the web pages, email, article in the new. The video image classification, the music composition, picture and drawings, natural language processing and perceptions. So that's all in basics of the AI principles and principles of AI. So this maximum it is an introductions. So unit by unit, if some content I want to change in syllabus, no, so that also I will indicate you. So that book yesterday I sent your group message, WhatsApp group message. That is the final book. Based on that, I will change some content. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.